Level 1, the believer. The chart moves, and your heart moves with it. You found this 6 weeks ago. A YouTube video, a Reddit thread, maybe a friend who made $3,000 in a weekend. And something clicked, something that felt like a door opening. You opened an account with $2,000 and told yourself it was money you could afford to lose. You told yourself that because everyone said to say that. You didn't believe it. You believe in patterns. You believe in the lines you draw on charts. You believe the market has a logic, and that you, specifically you, have the kind of mind built to decode it. You've always been good at puzzles. You've always been able to see things others miss. This feels like that. Your first 3 trades make money. Not much. $80, $140, $55. But they're green. You screenshot them. You post one. The dopamine is real, and you don't know yet that the market gives beginners gifts. Not out of kindness, out of design. It needs you to stay. You don't have a system. You have enthusiasm, which feels like a system. You read about support and resistance, and you nod along like you're remembering something you already knew. You watch the candles form, and you feel a pull, a certainty, a rightness, and you enter the trade. You don't know what you don't know. That's not a flaw at this level. That's the entire point of this level. Level 2, the wounded. The account is down 40%, and you're explaining it to yourself. You have reasons. The news moved the market. Someone was manipulating it. Your broker's execution was slow. You were right about the direction. The timing was just off. You hold these reasons carefully, like they're made of something fragile, because they are. They're the only thing standing between you and a more terrifying conclusion. This is where most people either leave or double down. You double down. Not with more money, not yet, but with more study. You buy a course. You join a Discord. You find a trader online who seems to know what he's doing, and you start watching every video he posts. You learn the vocabulary. You say things like confluence and liquidity sweep and market structure, and they feel like keys. Your entries get more elaborate. You're waiting for specific conditions now. 3 confirmations before you pull the trigger. You feel more disciplined. You feel like you've fixed the thing that was broken. You run a week of paper trades, and they go well, and you go back live, and the first real trade stops you out within 4 minutes of entry. You sit there. The screen doesn't care. The number is just a number. The psychological shift happening here is subtle and important. You're starting to separate your identity from your trades in theory, but not in practice. In theory, you know a loss is just data. In practice, you feel it in your chest for 6 hours. You keep going. Not because you've solved anything, because you're not the kind of person who quits. Level 3, the system builder. You have rules now, written down, in a doc you keep updated, with entry criteria and exit criteria and position sizing, and a maximum daily loss, after which you close the platform and walk away. You have a trading journal. You review it on Sundays. You track your win rate, your average winner, your average loser, your expectancy. You are doing the things the serious traders say to do. Your account is around $5,000 now. You added to it after the early losses because you needed a big enough sample size to test your edge. That's what you told yourself. That's mostly true. Your system has a 54% win rate over 90 trades, which isn't exciting but is statistically meaningful, and you understand that, which itself feels like a form of arrival. But here's what the rules don't cover: the moment before you enter. The moment when the setup is there, technically valid, all boxes checked, and something in you hesitates. Or something in you surges forward too fast. The rules are a structure built around a psychology you haven't fixed yet, and the psychology keeps leaking through the cracks. You revenge trade. Not always, not obviously. But after a bad loss, you find yourself in a trade that doesn't fully meet your criteria, and you know it doesn't, and you enter anyway, and you frame it to yourself as close enough. You know what you're doing. You do it anyway. You're learning that discipline isn't a personality trait. It's a muscle, and it tears under load. You're also learning that you have a particular load threshold, a number, a loss amount, a sequence of losses, that breaks your process reliably. Knowing this doesn't immediately fix it, but it's the first real self-knowledge you've earned in this. You're no longer a beginner. You're not yet good. You're in the most dangerous place, competent enough to take larger risks, but not wise enough to know which ones. Level 4, the edge finder. You've been doing this for 14 months, and the account is at $18,000. That's not a moonshot, that's survival with slight growth. But you've talked to enough people to know that survival with slight growth at this stage is rarer than it sounds. The Discord servers are full of people who blew 3 accounts and are funding a 4th. You haven't blown an account. That distinction has started to matter to you. Your edge is specific now. You trade one instrument, one session, one setup. You stopped trying to catch everything and started waiting for your thing, your particular configuration of conditions. And when it shows up, you execute it without hesitation. And when it doesn't, you don't trade. Some days you open the platform and close it 20 minutes later, having done nothing. That used to feel like failure. Now it feels like discipline. The psychological territory here is strange. You've gotten better, measurably better, and the improvement has made you more aware of how much you don't control. You can execute your edge perfectly and still lose money for 2 weeks because of variance. You understand variance intellectually. Emotionally, it still erodes you. You end a losing week and you don't know if you're in a drawdown or if your edge has stopped working or if the market has changed. You can't know in the moment. You have to keep going without knowing. This is the level where you develop patience that has nothing to do with virtue. It's not that you're a patient person. It's that you've been conditioned by repeated punishment of impatience into something that resembles patience from the outside and feels like controlled frustration from the inside. You've also started to notice something about yourself that you don't examine too closely. Winning doesn't feel as good as it used to. You hit a $1,200 day and you check the number, you note it in your journal, and you move on. The celebration is brief and procedural. You're not sure if that's maturity or if you've lost something. Level 5, the professional. The prop firm offer comes and you take it. They fund you with $100,000. You keep 80% of profits. You have a daily loss limit of $2,000 and a maximum drawdown of 8%. You've passed the evaluation. You've proven you can manage risk. Now you do it with their money, at scale, with consequences that are administrative as much as financial. Blow the account and you're out. Back to personal capital. Back to smaller size. You manage $100,000 in positions before 11 a.m., and the number stopped feeling real about 3 weeks in. That's normal, the experienced traders told you. Necessary, even. You can't trade scared money. You have to develop a relationship with the numbers where they're units of risk rather than units of meaning. What changes at this level is the interior landscape. The emotional peaks and valleys flatten. You don't get excited about wins the way you did with $5,000. You don't despair over losses the way you did at the beginning. You've been operationally conditioned. Your nervous system has adapted. When you enter a trade, your heart rate barely moves. What you haven't anticipated is what fills the space where the emotion used to be. It's not peace. It's a kind of vigilance, a low, constant alertness that doesn't turn off. You watch markets you're not trading. You wake up at 3 a.m. because a position is running in a session you're not actively managing. You check your phone before your feet hit the floor. Your personal relationships have started to carry the weight of this. Not dramatically, subtly. You're present in body and partially absent in mind, and the people close to you feel it without being able to name it. You've tried to explain what you do and watch their eyes go slightly blank, and you've stopped trying. You live in a world with a specific physics that most people don't operate in, and the gap between that world and ordinary life is widening. You're making money, real money, consistent. Level 6, the architect. You've stopped executing trades, not because you've lost the skill. You could sit down at a screen tomorrow and trade your edge. But somewhere over the last 2 years, the comparative advantage shifted. You're better at building systems than running them. You're better at identifying edges than grinding them. You have 3 traders you mentor and a 4th you're evaluating. And collectively, they generate more than you would alone. And you take a cut, and the math is simple. You are no longer a trader in the way you were. You're something adjacent, something that requires all the same knowledge, but none of the same daily exposure. You design the rules, others follow them. When they win, it confirms your model. When they lose, you analyze whether the edge broke or the execution did. The The power at this level is real and invisible. You don't hold positions, but you determine position sizing philosophy. You don't pull triggers, but you define what constitutes a valid trigger. The people below you in this structure are executing your thinking with their nervous systems. There's something about that which you don't examine too directly. What you've gained, leverage, scale, removed yourself from the emotional line of fire. What you've lost, the thing that made this feel like something, the hunt, the moment before the entry, the specific aliveness of having your own money in a moving market. You've optimized yourself out of the part that felt real. You've also become very good at reading people. You know within 2 conversations whether a trader has the psychological architecture to execute under pressure. You can feel it in how they describe their losing trades, whether they own them or narrate around them. You've become a kind of psychologist of market character, and you're accurate, and it's useful, and it's isolated. The traders you work with respect you. Some of them fear you slightly. None of them fully know you. You've learned that the higher you build, the smaller the circle of people who actually understand where you're standing. Level 7. The knowing. There's nothing dramatic about arriving here. That's the thing no one tells you. You expected a feeling of completion, some marker of having made it. But the final level arrives quietly, like a room you walked into without noticing the door. You've been here for a while. You're only now recognizing it. You have enough. That's not a humble statement. It's a technical one. You have enough capital that the growth is geometric and largely autonomous. You have enough knowledge that new market information is processed against a framework so deep it operates below conscious thought. You have enough experience that almost nothing surprises you, and the things that do surprise you interest you, which is the most feeling you have about markets anymore. The cost isn't what people think it is. People think the cost is money or health or some dramatic sacrifice. The actual cost is more personal and harder to describe. It's the loss of a certain kind of not knowing. When you started, the market was vast and mysterious, and the mystery was generative. You didn't know what would happen, and the not knowing was alive. Now you know too much. Not everything. The market is genuinely unknowable in its specifics, but you know the shapes, you know the cycles. You know what a retail trader entering euphoria looks like from the structure of the order flow. You know where the stops are clustered. You know what the institutions are doing, not because you have access to their books, but because you've watched long enough that their footprint is legible to you. And knowing changes the texture of participation. You can't unlearn the shapes. You can't go back to seeing the chart as a puzzle where the answer is hidden. You see through it now, and seeing through it means it holds less. You sit some mornings with coffee and watch the market open the way someone watches weather. Informational, detached, occasionally interested. The number in your account has a relationship to your life, but the relationship is administrative now. It funds things. It is not a score. What you think about, more than you expected at this level, is the beginning. Not nostalgically, more like an anthropologist who studies their own origin. The version of you who bought that first course and felt the door opening, that person was operating on something real. The hunger was real. The feeling that you were close to understanding something important was real. The fact that understanding it changed it doesn't make the original feeling false. Somewhere below you, in this system, a new person is entering. They found a video. They have $2,000. Something clicked and they feel a door opening. They've started drawing lines on charts, and the lines feel like keys. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know about the levels. They don't know that the market gave them those first wins deliberately, the way a system gives early wins deliberately, because it needs them to stay, because their capital is the fuel, because they are, at this stage, a resource. They will draw the lines. They will build the rules. They will survive or they won't. The ones who survive will begin to see the shapes. The shapes will eventually see through them. You watch the candle form on the open. You already know what it's going to do. You close the laptop. Somewhere, a new account just got funded. They think it's simple. They're wrong. But they'll learn.